Hey everybody, it's Jessica, and I am doing my 2-week postpartum update. I want to go over what Noah's gone through in the past 2 weeks and what I've gone through. So I'm going to go through what he's gone through first, but first I want to show you him. He's sleeping. So we just got back from the hospital from his 2-week appointment. They said he's still jaundiced, so we had to go down and get some blood work done, and we should know in a couple hours what our next step is as far as taking him back to the hospital to go under lights, or if it's just something that'll clear up on its own. So fingers crossed everything's fine. What else? He's completely breastfed. He was 9'2" when he was born. He's 8.15, so he's almost 9 pounds again. He did leave the hospital at 8 pounds 10 ounces, maybe it was less than that, but he's gained his weight back. His belly button fell off around 8 days, and it was kind of scary because it was bleeding every day and kind of oozy, a tiny bit red from, like, I guess the diaper irritation. So today I had them check it out and see if he needed any silver nitrate, and he did not, thank God. They cleaned him all up, and his belly button looks like it's healing fine. So they're going to check him back in 2 days for the belly button again, just to be on the safe side. And he sleeps about every 3 hours at night. In fact, sometimes I have to wake him up because I will get engorged. But for the most part, he's a great sleeper. He sleeps about an hour and a half to 2 hours. He'll be up for a little bit and play and look around. He's very focused on whoever is holding him. Like, he will stare. He loves to look at lights and just look around, and he loves to have his head rubbed, like especially his forehead. If we want to put him to sleep, he's a sweet baby, really good, not colicky. He will have gas every now and then, so I give him some drops, but I think it's because I try to burp him, and sometimes he will burp great, and sometimes he will not burp. And then I think it causes some gas and stuff. But other than that, he poops every like 2 hours, and he pees a lot. So I mean, he's really good and hydrated, and everything's great with him. As far as my postpartum, I just had my 2-week checkup with my OBGYN yesterday, and they checked me and made sure that I was healing up nicely as I was a vaginal delivery. When I was giving birth, I tore a tiny bit when the head came out. I didn't need an episiotomy. It wasn't a bad tear, and so I just needed 1 stitch. So he checked and said that was pretty much gone. Everything's fine. I follow up again in 4 weeks for my 6-week checkup to get cleared to start going to the pool and exercising and, you know, other things. But we won't mention this because this is a PG family rating, but pretty much know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, after I gave birth, first of all, my labor and delivery was amazing. I mean, it was probably the easiest out of all 3 kids. I felt fantastic after I gave birth. I didn't have any pain. I mean, once my uterus started contracting back down, that hurt. I think that was worse than labor. In fact, I didn't feel any contractions or labor because I had an epidural early on. And when I was in labor, they didn't even hurt. Didn't bother me. So once they started kicking up the Pitocin, I knew it would hurt. So I asked for an epidural, and I literally had a 6-hour labor and never felt a thing. So once I gave birth and everything was done, healed up nicely. My bleeding level, I know you hear a lot about bleeding heavily. Oh my God, after I had my son Antonio, I bled like I thought I was hemorrhaging. But after I had Noah, I'll go days without bleeding. It's concerning me because to me, I bled so much with my kids that me not bleeding now is like weird, abnormal. But my doctor said it's fine. It means that my uterus shrunk up well. It also could be the way it's healing. I had an anterior placenta, so maybe it was where the placenta was and just how everything is healing up nicely. I don't know, but I've never had a light bleeding. I mean, I haven't bled in like 2 days, and then I'll bleed a couple times during the day, and then I won't bleed for another day. I'll take it, whatever. But everything is fine as far as that is concerned. My back hurt for like the first 3 days after giving birth because the muscles were stretched out, and you're balanced with, you know, having a big belly, not having that anymore. My back hurts so bad. And I did cramp for like 3 or 4 days, especially every time I breastfed. Oh my God, the cramps were so bad. I was begging for ibuprofen. So that lasted maybe 4 days, and then I haven't cramped since. Every day I check my uterus. They showed me in the hospital how to kind of like press down and check to make sure it's hard. You don't want it to ever not be hard because then you can hemorrhage. So I'm super paranoid. I check it, I massage it every day. I make sure that my uterus is where it's supposed to be and stuff. When I got pregnant, I was 174. When I gave birth, I was 196, and I am back down to 174. That blows my mind. So I literally have lost all my weight. I will show you. So, no more belly. I am still wearing my maternity pants, but as far as my stomach, it's like where it was when I got pregnant. So I'm completely happy with that. In a couple weeks, I'll get the clear to start exercising. Right now, I'm just trying to kind of rest and take naps. It's super hard to come home with a baby, a teenager, and a toddler, but praise God, my teenager helps me. And my mom comes over and she helps me a lot with the boys. Oh my God. As far as how my son Antonio's doing, he's 3. He loves Noah, but he does still need just me. And so if I'm breastfeeding Noah, he'll be like, Mommy, when you're done, can you put Noah in the swing? I want to hug you. And I'm like, yeah, and I try to get him to hug me when I have Noah, but he wants all of me. He does not want to share me. So he's like, no, I want you. So I'll put Noah in the swing and he'll come up and sit on my lap. So when the baby is sleeping, that is when I really take advantage of doing puzzles and fun stuff with him. I know he's bored because he's not in school anymore because basically we're going to be stay home. Right now I have 3 more weeks on my maternity leave, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as going back and getting somebody to stay with the kids. But right now my daughter's on summer vacation and she's going to be homeschooled, so she'll be here, and Noah's here, and Antonio. So I got my hands full, but it's worth it. I love being with my kids. So I'll do another update, maybe on this jaundice, if there's any main concerns. But if you have any comments or anything, please leave them below and subscribe and stay tuned because I'm going to be videotaping and updating on everything. All right, thanks guys, bye.